We had, I believe it was Daryl Slocum in, that's correct, Daryl Slocum from CSC, which is Central Sierra Connect. Central Sierra Connect represents a group of counties, Amador, Alpine, Calaveras, Mariposa, and Tuolumne counties. What they're trying to do is get broadband, high-speed internet throughout the Sierras, and they're working with the California Advanced Services Fund. They have a grant that they have applied for and received, and that grant will allow partners to come in. And I think Volcano Communications is one of those that we hope will, and we know they're active in our area, and we hope they'll apply and receive one of these at some point. But in this case, it's cal.net is the wireless internet service provider. They're out of Shingle Springs. They're looking at putting some of their own resources in, and it looks like the projects in Amador and Calaveras County at this time are about $2 million. They will put in a significant amount of money, of their own money, to match some of that money in the grant. That's what makes them qualified, because the grants don't cover all costs. The grants need proper technical infrastructure needs met, and the grants don't cover any areas that already have high-speed internet coverage. So also the satellite providers are not considered broadband. So areas where there's only satellite could be considered as underserved areas. So they're looking at those areas that are not served or underserved. As I said, the unserved and underserved areas have to be identified by the California Advanced Services Fund. And this is a great program. They're trying to bring high-speed internet, that broadband, throughout our county. There's no way to apply for this, but what you can do is call the Central Sierra Connect if you feel like you're an underserved area, and maybe get on that list. For this day, cal.net was looking for the Board of Supervisors to pass a resolution supporting their activities, which we did. And one other thing I thought was interesting, talked about this on Monday in the pre-meeting report, but they have a new technology known as TV whitespace. That TV whitespace has proven effective at providing broadband in areas that are heavily forested. So that's another thing. There's new technologies coming out every day, and we'll hear more about that in the future. Next up, we had a presentation on Senate Bill 854 by our General Services Director, John Hopkins, and staff. This bill would actually affect all contractors who plan to do or to bid on or try and get a public works contract. This includes anything for bond money. Prop 84 was one, but bond money that comes down if you're applying for any of those projects. If you're applying to do work with Amador County, the Amador Water Agency, Jacksonville Irrigation District, or any public entity, you're going to need to be signed up for this project, signed up for this process. And this all came about with the Department of Industrial Relations. They saw they were falling behind with their labor compliance programs. Now the contractors will have to pay a $300 fee, and this is by March 1st. They go online, pay that $300 fee. They have to make sure that they're not delinquent in any of their reporting with workers' comp or anything else. It's a process. If you want to hear more about that, you can talk to our board office or go online at amadorcounty.org. Maureen Funk was in, showed off the next round of the State Fair booth. The Preston Castle will be the feature this year. The booth will actually look like Preston Castle. You'll be able to walk in, and from the outside, you'll look into the windows and see different areas of the county that will be displayed. I'm happy about that because Castle is in my district, and they just received the deed from the state this year. But Maureen needs funding for this booth. Anything from $5,000 that the County of Amador allots to tourism for this booth to $50 donations help. So if you're a business or individual out there, you can help put on the State Fair booth by either doing monetary donations or putting your name on the list to donate and be there, because one thing that highlights our booth versus others is we have people there nearly every day, every hour of the fair. We had a report from John Alexander, the Executive Director of the MACT Health Board. This is the Mariposa, Amador, Calaveras, Tuolumne Health Board. talked about all the services they provide to the Native American population. They do provide services outside of that to individuals. That funding that is received goes to support the services to Native Americans. They do it in a way that respects their heritage, and they provide traditional medicine, Western medicine, alternative healing, all combined together. It was a great report by Mr. Alexander. We had a report on the King Fire restoration, and our board passed a letter in support of that. We also had a report on Assembly Bill 142. Our board did take a position 4-1 with Senator or Supervisor Lynn Morgan dissenting on that vote to support Frank Bigelow and our Senator Barry Hill's activities to promote a bill to study wild and scenic before you pass that. We are going to go to a break. This is Supervisor Richard Forster, 223-6470 if you have any questions at the board office, and we're going to a break.
You're watching